Trump to reinstate U.S. military ban on transgender people. Ash Carter, the defense secretary under Obama, ended the ban on transgender people serving openly in the military in 2016, but allowed for a year-long review process to allow the Pentagon to determine how it would accept new transgender recruits into the military. On the eve of that one-year deadline, Mattis announced that he was delaying the implementation of the new policy, saying he needed more time. Since becoming the Secretary of Defense, I have emphasized that the Department of Defense must measure each policy decision against one critical standard: will the decision affect the readiness and lethality of the force? Mattis said in a memo late last month. Put another way, how will the decision affect the ability of America's military to defend the nation? It is against this standard that I provide the following guidance on the way forward in accessing transgender individuals into the military services. A 2016 Rand Corporation study commissioned by the Defense Department concluded that letting transgender people serve openly would have a minimal impact on readiness and health care costs, largely because there are so few in the military's 1.3 million member force. The study put the number of transgender people in the military between 1,320 and 6,630. Gender change surgery is rare in the general population, and the Rand study